Welcome back to the show, Everything Black. Today's show is what happened on January 6th. What happened on January 6th? What did happen on January 6th? So I did my little investigation. It's always been an interesting topic to me. So I decided to make a show about it. I wanted to chop up videos because the people who are in charge of the investigation showed some videos of what really happened, and I tried to chop it up, but they're not letting me download the video. So I'm gonna leave a link in the description, and in that description, I want you to notice. It seems that the police were told not to engage with the rioters as much as possible. It just seems, because they're literally, right? They're literally pushing officers, beating them with the American flag, beating them, right? And in peaceful black protests, they got the batons out and they're beating motherfuckers like their life is depending on it. You literally just see police like this with the batons getting pushed, throwing objects, throwing. This is all you see the cops, officers doing. That's it. But when these cowards surrounded by one black person, you see the batons like this, like, you know what I'm saying? But you literally see their lives on the line and they're doing this. So how can you respect the police? You can't. You cannot. You cannot. Their lives, 4 police officers died, and we're gonna get into that. I'm sorry, 5 police officers died. No, they didn't tell you that in the media. I think they might have told you of 1 that died. Right? In this video that I'm gonna leave in the link in the description that I wanted to chop it up. It's obvious that they lied. They said that the one officer that we know that died, he said that he got sprayed by bear spray. Right? I think it was bear spray. I'm not sure. If it was bear spray, then that should have been murder. But for some reason, I'm getting the notion that it was a cop's type of spray that a cop would have. And they sprayed him. And then they had the nerve to say he died the next day. They show him discombobulated, like damn near gasping for air. You can see it. And then the next day he dies of natural causes. You can see him in distress after he was sprayed. And they say he died of natural causes. And the four other cops they said they died. The 4 other cops who said they died of suicide. You see the cop literally trying to fend off the rioters with their lies. And like I say, when it's just one black person, they're like this. But when it's a crowd of thousands, you're just holding a baton like this. How can you respect the cops when you know they'll do what they'll do to a human, an unprivileged human that really is restricted by every law in America to defend himself? You're willing to kill them, but the people that have rights, the privileged, you won't even protect your officers with your lives. What respect is there to have for the police? After what I've seen, they don't put it to you like this because American people is really dumbed down. That's why they actually believe Trump had like policies that were going to make America better. No, we know you just loved him because he sounded like he was a racist. That's it. So let me tell you what really happened. This is what really happened. Okay, they were going to they were having whatever they were having in the Capitol to start electing Biden. Trump was having some type of rally across the way, a paid rally as far as they paid for the permits to be there, right? But there were already people coming back and forth, going to the Capitol. In this video, they show the main guy that you see, the QAnon guy with the horns and stuff. The Capitol Police actually showed them where the people office, like where Pelosi's office was. They were, before the riot, they were escorting him around the building, showing him everywhere they could. They were actually showing, he was trying to unlock certain doors. You could tell it was planned. You can tell it was all planned. Bro, these police officers weren't even defending themselves. And they had the nerve to sit here and tell the American people that one officer died of natural causes and 4 died of suicide that day or later on or something. Like, the 4 that died of suicide is not much information. Of course they're not. And these people believe this shit. I mean, of course they don't believe it, but the thing is, of course they don't believe what the Americans telling them, but the thing is, you guys killed police officers. That was supposed to be the American of the Americans, something you represent. No, you guys are cowards. You guys are straight up cowards. And you can't respect the police when they wouldn't even defend themselves. But if there's one black person, you over here like this, they're literally doing this with their batons instead of doing this, defending themselves. And 5 police officers died. Okay? So, then this is what happens, right? So after a while, like I say, the guy who the media is showing, like these white people are lying to white people. Like, you cannot trust anybody in this country. Because one thing they have in common is racism. But they're still lying to each other. They have a secret society. They do. I don't care how many times I gotta tell you this until you get it. They do have a secret society in America. The white people, they do. But anyway, let's get into a different situation. The people that were... The woman that was killed was a Marine. Right? She was totally... She wasn't shot by the police. She was probably already outside and already beat a couple of police to get inside. She was shot by a Secret Service agent. Because she was like, fuck you, we getting in. Like, where was the police? If it was one of those persons who would be black, they would have been shot. That's probably why you didn't see any black people really getting out of control. They were just sitting there with their Trump hat like, yeah! Just hoping they don't get turned on. Like, don't believe these Uncle Toms, bro. They don't feel safe around you. There's no way you can feel safe around these people. You hear all the time about the black girl. She ends up dying on a trip with all... You hear it all the time. There's no way they can feel safe around these people, man. They experience the most racism in these neighborhoods. Anyway. There's no way they can feel safe. They're just retarded. One thing I did notice is, I remember watching it years ago and I seen the news. I thought that was just... I think that was obvious that was for Mike Pence. Right? But let's just bring up the obvious. If they were black, this would have total incident. Just further proof of how much coward the American people are. They are the biggest bullies in the world. And it's only a problem unless they're bullying a little white kid. Other than that, they don't care. These people are heartless. But let me just show you, but I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about how mentally ill these people really are, bro. It's been now, I might put that I might actually chop that one up just to show you clips of it, or link that video in the description. Because since I couldn't chop the other ones up, I really don't feel like chopping nothing up. But there was proof that, okay, basically, let me go back to what I started with. Okay, so once Trump had his little gathering and they were doing their thing in the Capitol, there were already people there inside the Capitol. Same people they arrest the guy with the horns. He was, like I said, he was getting escorted by the police like an hour earlier, right? So a lot of those people were already in the Capitol. Didn't nobody break in. The doors were open. Nobody broke in, right? So what happened was, then QAnon comes, a marching army, threatening the police on their way to the actual Capitol, threatening, telling them, yo, don't interfere with us. We don't want to hurt you. It's on the video, right? Cops not defending themselves. Right then, the cops should have said, hey, whoa. Cops, how can you respect somebody like that, bro? When you see what they do to black people or poor white people, how can you respect? Dude, they only respect the police because they keep black people down. That's it. The proof is in the pudding. They show it to us all the time. You not assume that any cops are not racist cowards. Any black cop is not an Uncle Tom. You cannot assume that. You have to assume the worst when you come to these people, bro. Because I'm telling you, when America falls, you see what happened in China? Their police is keeping them in line. You see what's happening all over the world? The police are keeping them in line. So when America goes, truly get a righteous reason to fight against the government, the police that y'all claim y'all love and respect will be fighting you off. But that insurrection proved that America doesn't respect the police at all. 5 police officers died. One is in distress after he was sprayed with something by an off-duty cop or ex-Marine, and then dies later of natural causes. And then days later, 4 other police die of suicide. They got their ass whooped so bad they just decided to die of suicide. This is what they put on the news. These how mentally ill these people are, bro. But they all have one thing in common: racism. Does this sound like civilized people? So basically, the QAnon come, they're all riled up. But they now found out that there was FBI plants that were there that day and the night before, yelling at the crowd to march towards the Capitol. That makes sense, because if you have FBI plants, that's like they did in all the black riots that they have, finding out that they're escalating this. It's like we found out that the FBI will put the drugs and the guns in the black community. This country is evil, bro, and white people love it. It's not like some people are smarter than the other. No, bro, they're just naturally evil, bro. And Babylon is falling. It's time for us to go. But what really happened is the government had its hand on it and basically escalated the situation like they do when black people try to stand up for themselves. Black people would stand up for this country, but we got to worry about the government and the white America. So we can't even stand up for nothing righteous. So when the next pandemic comes, hopefully it doesn't, and the government tricks us again and kills millions, the white community won't be doing anything. But they still will be in collusion with the government keeping the black man down for some reason. And for reasons the other races want to join. Because there's no real alliance with the black community. No other race is trying to align themselves with the black community. Not the Mexicans, not the Asians. You know what I mean? I understand there's good white people, but if they're not willing to die alongside of blacks and other people, other races, then it will never change. Because on the other side of the good white people, they're willing to die and kill. So what is the point of having good white people if you're not willing to die to change? Because that's the only thing that's going to change Babylon it's the fight to the death. That's how black people got all they had. Like, there's some illusion that they gave us slavery and there was no rebellion, no bullshit. Well, it's all lies. So what really happened is the reason why nobody's going to jail for 5 dead police officers is because the government, FBI, was infiltrated QAnon and all, or whatever, the whole insurrection encouraging it. Like you said, it definitely seems like the police were giving the orders not to engage with the people much as possible. But it makes sense because they were supposed to be there. Didn't nobody break in? Of course, they got in their normal Neanderthal nature and started breaking windows, but the door was open. They didn't break in the Capitol. You got the video showing that the guy that they arrested, the justice system is a scam, bro. The justice system got a fucking fall guy. The cops were literally getting beaten with the... There's a video showing the cops lined up on the wall. One cop hit the ground. The video showed the cop's gun right in the holsters. Cops hits the ground, look like he's dead. Cop's gun still in the holsters, bruh. They was not defending themselves. After a while, they must have got the call to slow it down. But like I say, 5 officers were dead or injured. 150 officers were injured. After a while, they broke out the guns or something and got it in control. But you literally see the cops lying on the wall and one drop like he's dead. Guns in the cops' holster still. They not holding the guns. They not like this, their baton. They're literally just like this, bro. Just like, oh, don't come in the building, whatever you do. Cowards. Cowards, bro. Because if one black man went there, you would have killed them on sight. Cowards, bro. This is disgusting. This is disgusting. It's one thing to tell us that, oh, you're just an angry black man. Racism is dead. You should get over it. I want to get over it, but you don't want to get rid of. You don't want to get rid of cops killing unarmed black men. You don't want to get rid of that, but you want me to. You know what I'm saying? It's suicide just being in this country, and that's how they like it. These are mentally direct. You gotta understand, there's a reason why racism has survived this long, bro. These people are sick. And that's all it is too. I know there's good white people. But if they come out and reveal themselves, they're good as dead. And they know this. The American people know this. That's what I need y'all to understand. These people are not stupid. They know this. They are just savages. Period. And the government is full of savages. And they're lying to each other. But one thing they got in common is racism. But that's what really happened. It was a privileged riot. Like I say, we even got evidence that certain politicians were letting them in the doors. But you can see the cops giving certain people tours of showing them where the place is. And like I say, did nobody break in the Capitol? The door was open. It's one big confusion. And you know the FBI was right in the middle of it. As usual. This is a real America. No one is safe. As a black man, we should, as a black people, there's no reason to even be proud to be here. I didn't want to get into it too deep, man, but like I said, I'm going to try to link that link in the description. Look at it. The cops wasn't even defending themselves. There's no real respect for law enforcement in America other than their slave patrol tactics. That's it. And it's a shame to see New York police look like it's a black thing going on. But I sincerely hope you also cleaned up officers killing unarmed black men and them harassing people in the ghetto neighborhoods, because that seems to be going on all around the country. As soon as something happens, you see a black face, but the killing never stops. The unjust killing never stops. So until you can prove me wrong, they're all Uncle Toms. And that's the safest way you gotta look at it. That is no hatred. That's just the safest way you to look at it. I don't say go out and talk shit to the cops. Just know that you 80% chance you getting pulled over because this motherfucker's a racist coward. And just comply. Just comply. Like I say, cowards are in power. And that's it. Until next time.